The Dutton family's narrative is told in Taylor Sheridan's 1923, which picks up 40 years after the events of 1883. The show includes a handful of James and Margaret Dutton's children who grew up to carry on the family's work, as a new generation of Duttons must learn how to survive on the family ranch. So what happened to James Dutton, played by Tim McGraw, between 1883 and 1923? In 1883, James and Margaret Dutton led the way to the West. Spencer, Elsa, and John Dutton Sr. were the couple's 3 children. The majority of the series was centered on Elsa Dutton's journey, as the oldest of her siblings before she died in 1883 after being struck by a dirty arrow. Spencer and John Sr. didn't have much of a plot in 1883, but they survived the challenges of the time until they were adults and were prominent figures in 1923. Henny claims that although James' death is revealed in a previous episode of Yellowstone and is not seen in 1923. In the flashback of Season 4 Episode 8, James is seen suffering from gunshot wounds as he is shot and killed by horse thieves on the Yellowstone Ranch. He makes it home and shoots all of the robbers except one, but then collapses in front of Margaret, who cries. James purportedly dies in 1893, only 10 years after his daughter Elsa. Both Margaret and James Dutton did not live long enough to make an appearance in 1923. The new season opened with a voiceover from Elsa Dutton outlining what happened to Margaret. Elsa claims that Margaret died from exposure to the elements in a harsh Montana winter. In a letter to James' brother Jacob Dutton's, written a year before Margaret died, she described the struggles she was having. She passed away during a blizzard, shortly after James did. Spencer and John Sr., the 2 sons Margaret left behind, were raised by Jacob. Fans are unlikely to see Tim McGraw or Faith Hill in 1923, because both James and Margaret are dead. However, flashbacks are still possible. Taylor Sheridan and McGraw and Hill have kept in touch and look open to working together again in the future. Regarding the future of the Yellowstone world, McGraw said of Variety, "We're sort of in limbo like everyone else. We are excited about what is to come as well as what he writes and are looking forward to seeing how it progresses." The Dutton family was in serious danger in 1923 Episode 3. As a result of the vengeance shooting by sheepherder Banner Creighton and his crew against the Duttons, many members of the Dutton family were hurt. Banner's gang shoots Elizabeth Strafford, Jacob, John Strafford, and Jack Strafford. Sadly, John Dutton Sr. dies. The episode ended with Jacob in a critical state. Jack and Elizabeth made a full recovery. Spencer Dutton was in Africa at the time of the entire incident. At the end of the episode, Cara Dutton wrote him a letter requesting that he comes back to the ranch.